Good morning, it's day one, 31. We are starting out on a damp day. It rained last night and a little bit this morning. Might rain this afternoon as well, so it's fall, it rains, what are you gonna do? But our plan today is 19-ish miles. I'm starting at the Laurel Falls trailhead. This is actually, the Appalachian Trail has moved their trails 1,000 times, making it longer each time, or shorter, just doing bypasses for whatever reasons. So I'm taking a Blue Blaze to the Appalachian Trail, but this Blue Blaze is actually the original AT, and they did a work around it last year. I think they changed the trail, and the reason we're doing this today as opposed to the other one is the other place didn't have a place to stay. This trailhead did, so it's just easier to come from here, and it gets me to the exact same place, and it's still the AT, so I'm going to do that instead. But so what's nice about this one is it's a really wide trail. I think this trail is used a little more often because it's also part of a local trail, the Laurel Falls Trail, and it has other trails that branch off to it. So at least this first part here anyway is really nice and wide and quite pretty, despite being damp. It's quite lovely in here. So let me show you what I'm running on. So look how wide this is. It's nice. I like this. It's not going to last, but because it never does. Imagine if the whole AT were like that. Oh, so many more people would take it. Probably not, but you know, the idea is there. All right, so we've got a lot of elevation this morning. I think it's almost pretty close to 2,000 feet, the first chunk. It's literally, I'm going up a perfect pyramid and then straight down the other side and then right back up the same distance again. So today is going to be a major thigh builder. So that part I'm not looking forward to, but you know, I guess you gotta build muscle somehow, and that's how I'm gonna be doing it today. All right, let's get going and try to keep the feet dry. I'm gonna guess that's probably a lost cause. You can see the puddles on the trail, and it's probably gonna rain later today because the clouds just they didn't look like they wanted to part and be clear today. So I don't think they're going to. I think they're gonna kind of just threaten to rain or actually rain pretty much all day. I think the forecast is like that for the next 2 days, so we could be a little damp. Oh well. At least it's warm out. It's like 16 Celsius, so like that's in the 70s. So it's a nice temperature. It's not cold at all. It's not windy yet, or at least not now. So we should be good. All right, I'm turning this off because the hill begins and I won't be breathing well at the top. Okay. Okay, so I'm back on the Appalachian Trail. That was a short 1 mile. It felt like a short 1 mile, oddly enough. But now we're back on the trail and we're going to continue on for the rest of the miles. All right, let's get doing it. One of the small little viewpoints I have up here right now. We're about 7 miles in, I think. And the leaves are falling and it's misty and it's actually quite a nice day. Okay, and this is how I get lost. Because see that little mark there? Came down the stairs and I went up there, but I shouldn't have done that because the stairs come all the way down here and there's a little mark right there, which means I have to go around the rocks, not up the rocks. So I figured that out, thankfully, by my GPS, so I know I was on the wrong route. Let's continue on the right route. I'm just running on this section of trail here and I had to double check I'm on the AT because again it's a really nice trail, so whenever I get on a fancy trail like this I double check that I didn't get off somewhere because AT maintenance is great, but you don't usually get really nice trails like this, not this wide anyway. But I am on the right route and it's flat for the moment, so I'll take it while I can. Gorgeous. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so I came out to a trailhead and a parking lot. All sorts of information about hostels, which explains why that section of the trail was so nice and so busy, because there's a parking lot right there. But I'm not going to either of those places because it's still nice and early, and I can see why it would have been real handy though. Alright, we're going to continue to go because we got a long ways to go and a lot of up to do still. I showed the last picture and I thought I was further up. Clearly I was not further up, but this is up. So we're starting back to climb up. I think I still got another 1,500 feet to go. All right, let's keep going. Okay, so apparently this cabin, it's an old cabin here. You don't really stay here because, well, frankly, the it's gonna fall down. But it marks 420 more miles left to go. So that's a nice feeling. We're getting there. And the birds are singing. Stop sprinkling. And we got more hill to climb. It's a big swath here with a lot of big trees down. That is not a storm. That is logging. They are putting something up there. Now I can't confirm that, but it just looks way too, I don't know, mechanical, the way that they're sitting up there. And I know I've read in other places that there's supposed to be a pipeline coming in through this. I don't know if it's this section particularly, but they've been working on it, so I don't know if maybe if that's part of it or not. It'd be a shame, But this is a nice strip of land, so I guess they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Okay, so this is my view up here today. It was looking like the sun might start to peek through a bit, but then it ran away again, so I guess not. But our fall colors are in full force. And that's my trail, so we're still heading up. So you can see the sun's popped out, and this is our little viewpoint. And the mist is just rolling on by. So I did stop at the viewpoint to have lunch, but those clouds are looking dark and they're coming my way, so I'm going to cut my lunch short. Yeah, it's sunny over there. Not sunny over here. It looks like we're going to get rained on, so I'm just going to pack up my gear and get down that trail because I don't want to get wet again. So a bear just walked right behind that tree just as I was walking by. I smacked my poles together and he booked it. He's a young bear, not very big, but pretty sure he was by himself, so good to note. We're hanging out with a bear. But yeah, he booked it down the trail pretty fast, so I'm always amazed at how fast those buggers can run. Jeepers. There's no way you could outrun one of those. At least I know I couldn't. Okay, so we're going to keep going. Good morning. We are on day 132, I believe. Just getting off on the trailhead here. Today we're only doing 18.4 because we've got some crazy elevation happening today. I'm essentially going up and up and up for a good chunk of the day. And it rained a lot last night, so everything's really wet. So I'm not thrilled about that, but at least it's not raining now. It just rained overnight into the morning a bit. Just going over a little creek here, on a bridge, thankfully. And it's not supposed to rain. I mean, the probability of rain is quite low. So hopefully it won't rain. And I mean, there's no blue sky up there, so we'll see. And it is quite cool. It's about 8 degrees Celsius, so what are we, 60? High 50s? And here's some, oh, there's new people on the trail. Well, there we go. All right, and I got my fluorescent orange here as per recommendations from my viewers and the fact that we're in Tennessee and it's probably hunting season. All right, the trail is nice. Let me show you what I'm running on. That's the trail this morning. And yeah, 18.4 miles. We got a lot to cover, a lot of up. So I'm gonna be turning this off. Hopefully we'll get some good views today. Not counting on it. And it's rainy, cloudy, and misty. So even if we did, there's probably nothing to see. All right, let's get going. And I'm sure I probably would have a view up here. But as my tradition states, I must have cloud and mist and cool weather because, well, that just is the name of the game. So we will continue on our misty trek. This is an open little flat area I wasn't expecting. I just passed the tent site back there, which looked like a great place to tent, even in the rain. Probably was pretty well protected. But I know I got a lot more up to go because I got another 2 more miles of up. And whew, there's the wind. All right, let's continue on. Okay, I've made it to Hump Mountain, thankfully the top of this hill, because I am freezing my tail off. We are 5,587 feet. It's cold, it's windy, it's raining. I've got wet feet, wet hands, they are numb. So, as per usual, I get to one of my highest peaks, can't see squat. So, I'm going to try to get back down to the tree line and warm up a bit because I'm frozen to the bone. Okay, let's get off this. Yeah, not creepy at all. As long as some clowns come out of anywhere, we should be okay. Okay, so I didn't do a whole lot of extra filming today because, as you probably figured out, I was freezing my tail off. It was cold up there. It wasn't snowing, it was raining, but the temperature when we got down to Carver's Gap was 3 degrees Celsius, and that was without the wind. So I'm guessing it was in the 30s. It was pretty close to freezing. I know I was actually quite frozen, and we did end up hitting the shelter down there to stop for a quick bite, because I hadn't stopped all day. I just kept booking it because I was trying to unthaw. I was pretty chilly, mostly because I was just soaked, and I just, like, my feet were soaked, my hands were soaked. Like, my core was dry, but just trying to keep the extremities and the wind, and it was awful. So when we hit the shelter to have a little snack, there were already 5 people packed in there, and it was a busy trail. Like, for the temperature, and like, you couldn't see anything. It was very it was cloudy. Like, there was no view to be seen at any of the sites, so I didn't bother to take any views because, well, there weren't any. So at the end of the night, I actually made really fast time. I think we were down by the vehicle probably an hour and a half earlier than I normally would have expected. I was hauling. I certainly wasn't the only one. Another through hiker was ahead of me, Moses. And there's 2 Moseses out there, but this one, we called him Chop Moses because he's got like pork chops, but he was frozen solid too, and he was heading out once he got to Carver's Gap to get into town to have a warm night. So that's pretty much what we're doing here. Decided to go to a hotel and unthaw and just do some more laundry because everything is just wet and filthy, and the shoes are just soaked, and I was just cold. So at this late of the game, we don't need to be getting sick, because we've got less than 400 miles to go now. So we made it as far as Carver's Gap, so we'll start there again. I'm not sure if we're going to take a 0 because tomorrow's weather doesn't look much better, actually. I think it's supposed to rain during the day. It wasn't supposed to rain today, but there we go, it rained. So we are going to play it by ear, but so I just wanted to sort of kind of update you and let you know why there wasn't a whole lot of video and talking, because mostly my fingers were frozen and I couldn't operate the camera, and the rain was messing with the lenses, so I couldn't really film much either. But I mean, it was a good day in the fact that we got it done. And I made some really good time, but I'm sore because of it, because I'm not used to walking that fast. But when you're cold and you have the allure of a bed and a warm shower at the end of it, you can walk a lot faster. All right, so that's it for tonight, and we'll see what tomorrow brings. All right, good night.